Dear Seeker of Abundance, most people think of Disney's classic wooden puppet as a cute children's tale about a wooden doll that dreams of becoming a real boy. But what if I told you it's actually a blueprint revealing ancient secrets about manifesting your deepest desires using the power of your third eye? It sounds far-fetched, I know, but hidden below the surface, Wooden Puppet is filled with secret symbols and hidden meanings. Take the name itself, Pino meaning pine, and Occhio meaning eye in Italian, pine eye, or pineal eye, referencing to what you may know as the mystical third eye, a pine cone-shaped gland in your brain known in the scientific world as your pineal gland. Now, this isn't some random coincidence. Walt Disney was a high-ranking Freemason who cleverly wove symbolic secrets into his movies. He hid secrets about how to reach higher states of consciousness, where you can manifest anything you desire. Because in the story, the more the wooden puppet masters himself and stops lying, the more he moves through different stages of initiation, until finally becoming a real boy. The wooden puppet's journey perfectly mirrors the process of awakening your pineal gland, or your third eye, which grants you access to magical powers of manifestation and intuition. For example, think about the blue fairy who serves as the wooden puppet's spiritual guide and performs miracles for him. She symbolizes your own intuitive powers and connection to the divine that are unlocked when your third eye opens. Jiminy Cricket is another clue. Acting as the wooden puppet's conscience, he represents your inner voice and wisdom. The more the wooden puppet tunes into his own inner cricket, the better his life gets. Just like listening to your intuition allows you to harness the true power of your pineal gland, so you can manifest wealth and abundance easily. Remember the scene where the coachman tempts the wooden puppet and other boys onto Pleasure Island with promises of smoking, drinking, and other vices? This is a warning of the manipulative power of the elite, who are determined to keep you trapped and powerless, so you can never reach your full spiritual potential. Pleasure Island literally turned the boys into donkeys, a symbol of those who are unconscious and controlled by the elite and negativity, while the wooden puppet is able to escape and reach a higher spiritual path. And in the end, he is able to rescue his father, become a real boy, and manifest all of his desires, representing the final stage of pineal activation. Once you understand these symbolic meanings, it's clear Walt Disney was using the wooden puppet as an example for how to achieve higher states of consciousness. But why hide these secrets in a children's story? The deeper truth is that fully activating your pineal gland unlocks abilities that threaten existing power structures: extreme intuition, telepathy, seeing beyond the veils of this matrix we call reality, manifesting wealth and anything else you desire on command. So pineal gland secrets have been hidden in plain sight, veiled in silly stories, myths, and symbols. But it goes even deeper than that. The elite are blocking your pineal activation using a common bathroom mineral that's probably in your cabinet right now. And they added it to our water supply and hygiene products too. This mineral chokes out your pineal gland, disrupting its natural functioning. So no matter how much you manifest, visualize, or chant affirmations, your life will never get better. It might actually get worse. But now, a global pineal gland awakening is underway. I'm spreading the word on how you can break free from the control and finally fully awaken your pineal gland, so you can have whatever you want just by thinking it into existence. A new house, a free ticket on a cruise of a lifetime, even find random $50 bills on the sidewalk. Look, I know this is hard to believe, that you could just think your desires into being, but as you continue to read every word of this presentation, I'm going to prove it to you. Because this abundance amplifying secret can be used by anyone, regardless of your circumstances, or how long you've been grappling with unfulfillment, financial struggles, relationship problems, or health issues. To watch in shock as money, new opportunities, loving relationships, good health, and anything else you deeply desire rapidly begins to materialize in your life without needing to do things like visualization, affirmations, or other techniques that require a lot of conscious effort and discipline. That's because this so-called abundance amplifying secret is far simpler than any of that. And yet, the moment you use it, you'll be astounded by the speed at which your life transforms and the struggles simply melt away. Your energy levels will soar through the roof, and you will no longer feel like a slave to your circumstances, constantly worrying about your next bill or your next doctor's appointment. And lingering health problems or nagging pain may simply go away. You'll find that it's suddenly easy to manifest money whenever you want. Even the constant fear of loneliness and disconnection will fade away. And once you begin using this abundance amplifying secret I'm about to share, you'll also find that your spiritual connection deepens too, allowing you to unlock latent psychic abilities, experience mystical states, and unlock deeper parts of yourself. And you'll enjoy the satisfaction of a fulfilling, abundant life without the burden of relentless struggle. With no more sleepless nights spent worrying about what will happen to your loved ones and your family if you don't get your life under control. I know this because I was once broke and struggling to survive. Well, today, I'm blessed beyond measure. Some even say I'm lucky. I no longer have to worry about money, and I've even found the love of my life. My own life was stuck in an unending nightmare. After my last marriage ended in disaster, as you'll see in a moment, until I learned how to fully activate my pineal gland and unlock its supernatural abilities. It happened a few years ago when I was at the lowest point of my life. Bills were piling up, debt was choking me, and I lost all hope of creating a decent life for my son and I. So when I was told by a good friend that I could turn my whole life around with a simple 10-second abundance amplifying secret, I thought it was bizarre. But I started researching the pineal gland out of curiosity and stumbled upon legends of shamans, prophets, and gurus who could manifest anything they needed. They all attributed their powers to a secret technique for activating their pineal gland. I was skeptical, but I had nothing left to lose. So I tried everything to activate my pineal gland. Nothing worked. It wasn't until I used the 10-second abundance amplifying secret that I was able to awaken my own pineal gland, my third eye. But once I was able to unblock my third eye, everything changed. The best way I can describe what happened next is my entire brain suddenly awoke with rushing streams of energy and inspiration. Vivid images flashed before my eyes, showing new career opportunities I could go after. I simply allowed this divine creativity to guide me. And within 2 weeks, phone calls came flooding in with life-changing opportunities I hadn't even thought of before. Within 2 months, my income tripled what I made at my old job. I bought my dream home and started thriving in ways I never imagined possible. But it gets even better, because fully awakening your pineal gland also unlocks powerful intuition and even psychic abilities. I know when people are lying to me. I see their true intentions, thoughts, and emotions. I have visions of the future that protect and guide me daily. And I can literally feel the oneness between myself and all living beings, leading to profound states of bliss, and joy, and unconditional love. Once I experienced this supernatural realm firsthand, I knew I had to share how others could do the same by harnessing the power of their own pineal gland. And since I started sharing this abundance amplifying secret with a handful of women and men from all walks of life, they've been astounded to see how their lives transform in miraculous ways. Like Lisa in New York, who says, "I'd tried everything to improve my life. I was a slave to my circumstances, and the fear of my next financial crisis kept me awake at night. After using the technique in your video, everything's different. I found a new job that pays me 3 times the salary of my old one, even though I only have to work half the hours I did previously. And I've also found the love of my life. Now, I sleep peacefully knowing my life is under control. Thank you. Along with Michael from Oklahoma, who says, "This was hands down the most eye-opening video I've ever seen. It explained so much about why I'd been feeling stuck, and it showed me what I could do to fix my situation. Now, just a few months later, I'm a completely different person. Money keeps falling into my lap. My wife and I went from the brink of divorce to madly in love. And my health has done a complete 180 too. Everyone needs to see this important message." Their lives show how fully activating your pineal gland lets you think anything into reality, so you can easily attract wealth, find your soulmate, heal your body from head to toe, tap into genius insights allowing you to excel in your career, experience mystical states of bliss and oneness with all life, awaken psychic senses giving you powerful intuition, and manifest anything else you put your mind to. Now, the powerful elite never wanted this knowledge leaking out, but it's too late. The pineal gland awakening is here and growing every day. So don't sleep on this opportunity to ignite your supernatural abilities too. Everything you need to know is revealed here in this controversial presentation. Be warned, this page may not stay online long given the secrets. Let's begin. My name is Mary. And as a classically trained professor of quantum physics, never in a million years did I think I'd be making a video like this one, talking about manifestation or abundance or any of those things. But the universe works in mysterious ways. And like they say, if you want to make God laugh, tell him your plans. Well, up until a year ago, it sure felt like I was making God laugh, a lot. My once promising career had entirely stalled. Every time I'd submit a new research paper to an academic journal, I'd get letters back saying things like, "We regret to inform you that while your ideas are very exciting and well articulated, we just don't have the space to publish your paper." And in a profession like mine, where they say publish or perish, I was terrified that it was only a matter of time until I lost my job as an adjunct professor at the university. That scared me so much, and it would have been a disaster, because even though I was only making $36,000 per year, it was money I desperately needed, especially since I just unexpectedly become a single mother after my husband started cheating on me and then left me for one of my grad students, a 23-year-old girl who I thought I was mentoring. And to make matters even worse, shortly after my husband left me, my son was diagnosed with a rare illness, which very quickly put me into a mountain of debt as I swiped my credit card again and again just to pay for all the specialists, doctors, and medications that our insurance wouldn't cover. I felt so hopeless and overwhelmed. It was like there was this invisible resistance in my life, where everything was 10 times harder than it should have been. And if you're here watching this video, I'm willing to bet that maybe you can relate to that feeling too. It's like you just can't catch a break, no matter what. You're living paycheck to paycheck, always one accident or medical bill away from your life falling into tatters. And there are days where all you want to do is stay in bed, hiding from the world, especially since you're so exhausted. Because it's hard to fall asleep at night when your mind is racing with worries and anxieties. And maybe, like me, you've tried every self-help book you can think of. Maybe you even practice things like visualizations, affirmations, breath work, meditation, therapy, or yoga. And it feels like each year is just a little bit harder than the last. And it's almost as if the universe is conspiring against you. If you feel that way right now, I definitely can relate. But I want you to know that the universe is not conspiring against you, and you're not destined or doomed to live this way forever. It's just that you don't know the real reason why it seems like the universe isn't listening. And that's okay, because hardly anyone does. but it has to do with a part of your brain that nobody talks about, an area that has been scientifically shown to send and receive signals from the universe and to alter the very fabric of reality itself. Yet, right now, it's jammed up, which is making it impossible for you to manifest or experience the reality that you both deserve and desire. I know that sounds strange, so please allow me to explain how I know all of this to be true. You see, right when it seemed as though things couldn't get any worse, the university where I worked assigned me to a new research project that nobody else wanted. And I actually thought that was going to be the end of my career, because this project was in some random building far off campus, and none of my colleagues knew anything about it, or even who was behind the project. It felt like I was being banished. And on the first day of my new job, I couldn't stop crying. But when I got to the building and walked inside, I was shocked to see that it was filled with state-of-the-art equipment. Yet, there didn't seem to be anyone else working in the building at all. And meanwhile, my office was surprisingly large and luxurious, with these big windows that let all the light in, and several comfortable sofas and chairs. I couldn't understand why this big, beautiful research center was a ghost town. But I was still so worried about losing my job that I didn't call anyone to ask questions. I just put my head down and got to work. Until before I knew it, it was already close to 5 p.m. And when I looked up from my desk, I was startled to see there was an older-looking man standing in the doorway to my office. At first, I thought maybe he was lost. But the old man introduced himself as Dr. Holzen, and he said he was the founder of this research laboratory. And after a few minutes of chatting, I was shocked when the man casually mentioned that he was 93 years old. I never would have guessed that. He appeared so strong and agile. His mind was remarkably sharp, and he gave off this incredible aura of calmness and wisdom that just instantly made me feel at ease and like everything would be okay. After that first visit, Dr. Holzen began stopping by my office a few times a week, and the more I got to know this man, the more intrigued I became. Especially when one day I asked him how the university was okay with him just showing up to the lab for an hour or two a week. And then he laughed and then quietly said, "Well, I guess after donating over $20 million to the university in the last few years and personally paying for the construction of this laboratory, they gave me a pretty long leash. Are you serious?" So this man didn't just have amazing energy and didn't just look and act decades younger than his age. He was a multimillionaire too. I wouldn't have guessed. He was so modest and kind. And before long, I found myself opening up to Dr. Holzen more and more, talking not just about physics and my love of research, but also all of my struggles and fears as well. I didn't want to be that woman who brings her personal issues to work. But Dr. Holzen just seemed so patient and kind and understanding. I felt safe opening up to him. And one afternoon, after we'd been having a particularly heartfelt conversation, Dr. Holzen looked right at me and he asked me, "Mary, what do you know about your pineal gland?" I told him I knew it was a gland in our brains. And Dr. Holzen said, yes, that was true. But that wasn't why he was asking. "Mary," he said, "this little gland is the entire reason this laboratory exists." Then Dr. Holzen told me that while the pineal gland isn't something you hear about every day, it's by far the most powerful organ in our body because it literally controls the signals we send to and receive from the universe. And it has the power to change our own personal reality too. Now at first, I didn't understand what Dr. Holzen meant, but he explained it to me like this. He said that the human brain is really like a superconductor. It sends and receives electrical signals. And that's why when neuroscientists want to measure our brain activity, the thing they measure is electrical activity. And they use a device called an electroencephalograph, or EEG, to do this. Look, you can see what this electrical activity looks like here. Isn't that beautiful? To me, it almost looks like a miniature nebula of stars and energy inside our brain. But those golden clouds are all pulses and fields of electricity. And your brain has nearly limitless ability to generate this electricity. Now, what does this have to do with your pineal gland? Well, Dr. Holzen explained to me that what brain imaging and those EEGs I mentioned a second ago have proven again and again is that when your pineal is highly active, it acts like a powerful reactor, allowing the superconductor that is your brain to work, making it pulse with energy and sending endless electromagnetic waves out into the world. And those waves interact with and change the very fabric of space and time themselves, literally altering reality. Now, if all this sounds quite strange, I get it. But as a quantum physicist, I actually knew what Dr. Holzen was talking about, because this was literally what Einstein's theory of relativity was all about. Electromagnetic waves that influence the fabric of space and time. And of course, space and time are the two fundamental building blocks of reality. Einstein was acutely aware of all of this too, Dr. Holzen told me. And when he said, a human being is a part of the whole, called by us universe, a part limited in time and space, he experiences himself, his thoughts and feelings, as something separated from the rest, a kind of optical delusion of his consciousness. And reality is merely an illusion, albeit a very persistent one. This is what he meant, that we think of ourselves as being disconnected from what we call the universe and reality, when the truth is, we are not just a part of the universe and reality, but each of us has the power to change it at will. And again, Dr. Holzen reminded me, the way we do that comes back to your pineal gland. It's scientifically documented that he had an exceptionally active pineal gland, Dr. Holzen pointed out. And he told many friends that he believed that this was the reason why he had been able to unlock so many secrets of the universe. Secrets that nobody else in human history had been able to. Even though he wasn't even a classically trained scientist, but a clerk at a patent office. But then Dr. Holzen took a deep breath and his tone became gravely serious. He told me about a dark conspiracy that's been going on for decades. A conspiracy that involves a common bathroom mineral, a malicious plot to keep the masses numb and disconnected from the higher realms of consciousness. Dr. Holzen told me that he had stumbled upon some old research papers about the effects of this bathroom mineral on the human body. What he discovered sent shivers down his spine. This common mineral found in toothpaste and being added to our drinking water was causing calcification of the pineal gland, effectively shutting down its ability to function properly. He showed me stacks of research papers, all pointing to the same terrifying conclusion. The fluoridation of our water was not for our dental health, but a deliberate act to keep us in a state of lower consciousness, unable to access the higher realms of awareness, essentially sheep, easy to control. Dr. Holzen couldn't just sit idly by knowing this, so he dedicated years of his life to creating a detox formula that could decalcify the pineal gland and restore its functionality. He went on to explain how the elite feared a mass awakening and how the addition of fluoride in water was a desperate attempt to keep the public in a state of ignorance and compliance. The science was there, black on white, and it was undeniable. He pointed out the countries that have banned fluoride, showing me the data on how the collective consciousness in those areas seemed to have elevated. The crime rates dropped, and people reported a higher state of well-being. Places like Norway and Finland and Denmark. He emphasized that the pineal gland was our gateway to the infinite, a stargate within our own brain that we've been kept from accessing. He told me that he had developed a detox ingredient list to combat the calcification caused by fluoride. A formula that could help restore the pineal gland to its rightful state. And he believed these ingredients could help humanity break free from the shackles that have been placed upon our consciousness. He had tested this formula on himself, and the results were nothing short of miraculous. He felt a clarity and a connection to the cosmos like never before. His energy levels soared, his intuition sharpened, and his heart opened. And now, he was handing over this list to me, entrusting me with the knowledge that could potentially awaken the masses. As Dr. Holzen shared all of this, my mind was racing with a million questions. But before I could ask any of them, Dr. Holzen told me that he needed to head home, and that I shouldn't expect to see him for quite a while, because he was about to embark on a year-long sabbatical, while he traveled the world with his wife via some luxury cruise liner. "Just promise me you'll use your powers for good, Mary," Dr. Holzen said as he gave me a warm embrace. And then he was gone. Now, you might think that I immediately rushed out to find the compounds and ingredients on the list Dr. Holzen had given me, but that's not what happened. I'm a scientist, after all, and I'm trained to be skeptical. So I spent several weeks researching what Dr. Holzen shared with me, trying to disprove it as the fanciful story of a well-intentioned old man. But instead, the more I looked into the pineal gland and everything else he'd shared, the more shocked I became. I saw that Jesus and the Buddha had both known about the pineal gland and its power as our third eye. And many scholars even believed that the halo around Jesus that we find in ancient artwork and depictions represents his activated pineal gland. While ancient statues of Buddha all have a swirl at the center of his forehead, which experts believe represent his powerful pineal gland. There are also ancient depictions of Sumerian gods holding pine cones, which are widely accepted to represent our pineal gland. The ancient Egyptian Eye of Horus is said to be a representation of the pineal gland. And I also saw that the ancient Greeks, Roman philosopher Pliny the Elder, and even the 17th century genius Descartes knew of the pineal gland's significance, with Descartes even calling it the principal seat of the soul. Isn't that fascinating? It's like this third eye was the one common denominator between all of the wisest and most enlightened individuals throughout history. And when I looked at the most cutting-edge scientific research into the pineal gland, that was even more shocking, because I found that not only is the pineal gland structurally identical to our actual eyes, even though it's located in the center of our brain, it also produces melanin, the hormone that regulates our sleep-wake cycle and is responsible for our dreams. And studies have also found that when we're exposed to fluoride, melanin levels drop. We get less REM sleep, and we can even stop dreaming entirely. Plus, I saw that the pineal gland is where DMT gets released, which is the mysterious psychedelic compound that spiritual shamans and mystics have used for thousands of years as a portal that connects them to alternative realities. Like I said, I was totally shocked. And between all this evidence and the fact that I had nothing to lose, finally, I decided to try and recreate this pineal detox recipe that Dr. Holzen had shared with me. Although when I looked at the list of ingredients that were on that piece of paper, most of them were completely unfamiliar to me, which is why I immediately enlisted the help of my friend David, a biologist at the same university where I teach. And while David told me that some of the ingredients were very rare in the United States and would be very hard for the average person to find, he was pretty confident that he could use his lab's relationships to get them. But he warned me it might take some time. David was right. It took him over 6 weeks. But finally, David called me and told me he'd been able to get a small quantity of each of the ingredients. And his lab had even compounded them together, putting them into capsules that I'd be able to simply swallow with a glass of water. Plus, he said he'd also called in a favor with a friend of his in the neuroscience department. That way we could do EEGs and measure the electrical activity in our brains each week. and see if these compounds seemed to be making a difference too. And then there I was, swallowing one of the capsules David had helped me make. And I'd be lying if I said I didn't feel skeptical, because it just didn't seem like swallowing a pill was going to unblock the signals coming from my third eye, or really allow me to start changing the fabric of my reality. And after the first few days of taking these capsules, it seemed like my doubts were well-founded. Because while I did notice that I was sleeping a bit better, and I seemed to be thinking a bit more clearly too, it wasn't like I suddenly developed any psychic powers. My debt hadn't magically disappeared. My son was still sick. There was nothing big to report. What if this is all a huge waste of time and money? I asked David. And he said it could be. But he also said that if Dr. Holzen was right, and our pineal gland really had been getting assaulted and damaged by EMFs from Wi-Fi and cell phones for decades, it might take more than 3 days to repair some of that damage, right? Well, that did make sense. So I agreed to keep going, taking these capsules each evening, then spending a few minutes really visualizing what I wanted to happen in my life. And to my shock, after the 9th day, these weird things started happening. That afternoon, I got a letter from the editor of one of the most prestigious scientific journals in the world, saying that while they had previously passed on publishing my research paper, they'd just taken a second look at it and decided it was too important not to put into print. And then they even invited me to present about it at their major conference in Europe that summer, and offered to pay for the entire trip too. I could hardly believe it. Yet that's just one small example of the weird things I'm talking about. There were so many more, like how I impulsively bought a scratcher at the gas station on the way home one afternoon, even though I normally don't play the lotto, and nearly fainted when I realized I'd won an instant prize of $10,000. Or how I got a letter from my car company saying that there was a recall on a very small handful of their cars, but that mine happened to be one. And because they wanted to avoid a class action lawsuit, they were willing to offer me a brand new car of my choice for free. That kind of thing never happened to me, but now it was. And you can see the letter they sent me here. And the most miraculous thing of all was the news about my son. Because while doctors had told me that he would never get better, after just a month of me taking these capsules, I noticed he was back to acting more and more like his normal energy-filled self. And then, right after that, the primary specialist managing his care asked for a meeting. And he told me that while he couldn't explain it, after running their latest rounds of testing and blood work, all the traces of his illness had simply vanished. It was a miracle. And in the months that followed, things only continued to get better. Remember how I said we did those EEGs to measure electrical activity in my brain before and after taking this breakthrough? Well, take a look at the readings on the first day, vs. the 30th day of using this formula. Isn't that incredible? Remember, EEGs are a very proven way to measure the electromagnetic waves coming from your brain. The same waves that Einstein had proven can alter the fabric of reality. And when we did a brain scan, it was the same story. Can you see how much more active my brain became? It was back to being a superconductor. And the more my pineal gland was healed and restored, the better things got. Money kept coming my way. I met an amazing man while standing in line at the grocery store, a successful surgeon in our city. And we've been dating for 6 months and are already talking about getting married. Even my health is by far the best it's ever been. And at my last checkup, the doctor said all my markers like cholesterol, blood sugar, and inflammation were all at levels they normally only see in 21-year-olds. And when I shared this same formula with a small handful of my friends and colleagues, the transformations they experienced were just as astonishing. My friend Mark had been in terrible debt for years. But on the 21st day of using this formula, he was shocked when a lawyer reached out to him saying that there was a check in his name from a 10-year-old lawsuit he'd nearly given up on for $170,000. And my colleague Susan had been struggling with a breakup of a long-term relationship. But just 10 days after she started taking these capsules, she met the most amazing man, a retired Silicon Valley entrepreneur who had sold his last business for $47 million. and they immediately fell in love and have been traveling the world together nonstop ever since. Even my friend David, the biologist at the university, who helped me find these ingredients, couldn't believe what a difference this was making. He'd been upside down on his house, wanting to move but not having the money to do so. But on the 32nd day of using this formula, he was shocked when someone knocked on his door and made him an all-cash offer for his home that was way above marketplace. And that allowed him to move with his family into a new dream home and still have over $83,000 in extra cash in his bank account too. And seeing all these transformations unfold before my eyes was awe-inspiring. It felt like we had unlocked an ancient secret that was reshaping our lives. And that's when I realized there was no way that I could keep this formula to myself, when there are so many others out there who are struggling right now, and who deserve to finally catch a break and enjoy the blessings that the universe has been trying to give them. So my friend David and I joined forces, using some of the newfound money that kept falling into our laps, to find an incredible manufacturing partner that was FDA certified and that followed the strictest guidelines. That way, we could produce 4,000 bottles of this very same formula, all of which used only the purest form of each ingredient, with each bottle being free of GMOs, fillers, pesticides, or any other toxins. And after all that hard work and money, I'm so excited to share Awaken XT with you. Awaken XT is a revolutionary advancement in human happiness, and it's for anyone who is feeling stuck, unfulfilled, or dissatisfied with their current circumstances and is seeking greater meaning, purpose, abundance, and joy in their lives. And it contains the exact same abundance-amplifying ingredients that Dr. Holzen first shared with me. And it's something that can immediately transform your life, ending your financial and emotional burdens, and allow you to rapidly and immediately manifest every object, every person, and every state of being that your heart and spirit desires, without any complex rituals or spending endless hours and thousands of dollars on guides or classes or healers or mystics. With Awaken XT, you simply take one small, easy-to-swallow capsule each day, and these ingredients will begin to rejuvenate your pineal gland, clearing the blockages caused by EMFs and radiation, allowing your mind to receive and send signals to the universe more clearly, even reversing the spiritual and emotional drain you've been experiencing. And right now, I want to quickly tell you what the ingredients in this abundance amplifying breakthrough are. That way you'll have the complete list and can see just how special they are. First, Awaken XT contains a potent dosage of fresh chaga mushroom powder, a powerful extract that's been used by ancient healers for millennia because of its extraordinary benefits. And modern scientific research has found that chaga has an uncanny ability to protect both our pineal gland and every other cell in our body from harmful EMF and helps detox the body. Chaga is also packed with melanin, which is the same stuff that's concentrated within our pineal gland. And major studies have found that chaga doesn't just protect our brain, it also repairs cognitive dysfunction and boosts our electromagnetic activity, which is so important since it's through these electromagnetic waves that we're able to shift our reality and speak to the universe. Next, Awaken XT also contains pure chlorella from the sacred waters of the Jordan River. This isn't just any chlorella. It's drawn from one of the most spiritually active water sources on the planet. And I can see why Einstein first chose to include this in the formula he was creating, because study after study has found that chlorella has an amazing ability to stop toxins and EMF from interacting with our blood, our organs, and our brains. It's like a protective barrier, shielding us from the harmful effects of our modern world. And chlorella also has this incredible antioxidant enzyme system, which in layman terms means it's able to keep our DNA and essential proteins safe, even when we're exposed to increased radiation. And one of the most remarkable benefits of chlorella is its detoxifying power, because studies have proven that chlorella has the power to wrap itself around the stubborn toxins in our bodies, things like lead, mercury, and uranium, which it quickly eliminates and destroys. Awaken XT also has a very powerful form of Alma fruit extract, a sacred fruit that's like a supercharger for your manifestation abilities, as Alma supports the regular cycle and production of melanin, which is super important for entering those powerful dreamlike states where manifestation becomes even easier. This means Alma is like a key that unlocks the door to a world of abundance and fulfillment. And scientific studies have also shown that Alma can increase levels of antioxidant enzymes and even boost the production of T and B cells, which are vital for our immune system. But what makes this fruit truly special is its ability to support a healthy inflammation response in your pineal gland and brain, and even to help support a full body detox. And it also repairs the damage that already exists, allowing you to unjam the signal, so you can once again both speak to and hear from the universe. And then, in addition to chaga mushroom powder, pure chlorella extract, and Alma fruit extract, Awaken XT also contains thoughtfully added doses of nascent iodine, which is a supercharged version of this important element that's incredibly effective when it comes to protecting against toxicity and radio waves. And iodine has been found by scientists at Harvard and other leading institutions to specifically detox and repair your pineal gland too. And this formula contains an activated form of burdock, a plant that's been used for centuries in traditional medicine for its detoxification abilities. It acts as a plumber that clears out the inflammatory gunk that can clog up your pineal gland, allowing it to once again send out messages that change your reality. Along with Old World turmeric, a very specific form of the wonder spice that has a healing lineage going back to 900 BC. And thousands of studies have shown that this one form of turmeric can detoxify the body, protect against toxicity and EMF, and reactivate your pineal gland. And then finally, Awaken XT has a special form of hand-picked schisandra berry powder, another longtime staple of Eastern medicine. Schisandra has incredible anti-stress properties. It regulates sleep, and multiple prominent studies have found that it prevents damage from toxicity and EMF, while repairing and reactivating your pineal gland. From the moment you start with Awaken XT, a miraculous transformation will start to unfold. Just a few days in, you'll begin to notice a distinct improvement in your energy and motivation. The relentless financial worries and emotional struggles that used to consume you become less frequent and intense. You'll see how your ability to manifest is no longer blocked. Instead, your intentions and dreams will become your reality. And as those days turn into weeks, your life will only improve. So just imagine waking up each day to a life filled with abundance and joy, free from anxiety and financial struggles, and free from the dark cloud of debt or health problems or toxic relationships hanging over your head. That's already been the experience of the 2,219 men and women who have gotten to experience this abundance amplifying formula for themselves. Like Lisa, a mother of two from Florida, who says, "Within a few weeks of using this formula, I got a call from the bank saying a small business grant I'd applied for years ago was suddenly approved. It was over $800,000. The only way I can explain it is with Awaken XT." And Ben, who is 47 and lives in Idaho, he reports, "I've been on disability for 11 years, ever since a motorcycle accident left me unable to move well or walk. But then I started using Awaken XT and something incredible happened. My doctor called me and told me they had a new stem cell treatment that wasn't available to the public and asked if I wanted to receive it for free as part of a study. I said yes, and the results have been incredible. I'm walking and moving like I did before the accident, and my pain is gone." While Teresa, a busy mom from Texas, said, "My marriage was in a horrible place. My husband didn't seem to be in love with me anymore and barely acknowledged me. I was overworked and exhausted. After using Awaken XT, the strangest thing happened. One day, my husband came home and broke into tears as he apologized for the way he'd been. He said he couldn't explain it, he just knew he was wrong and that he needed to help me. He's been completely different since that moment. He helps around the house and with the kids, and he's always buying me gifts or making romantic gestures. It's like I've got a whole new husband. And now I'm so excited for you to join them by trying this abundance amplifying formula for yourself. Every single ingredient inside Awaken XT is thoroughly examined and certified for its purity, which ensures Awaken XT is devoid of any harmful toxins, and each capsule is precisely crafted within a state-of-the-art facility that unfailingly complies with all FDA regulations and adheres to good manufacturing practices, GMP. And while the ingredients are sourced with precision from around the globe, Awaken XT is proudly manufactured right here in the USA. In fact, the only downside to any of this is that because the ingredients inside Awaken XT are extremely unique and rare and come from all over the world, the most we can make is 4,000 bottles at a time. And with demand already soaring as more and more men and women try this abundance amplifying formula for themselves, it's only a matter of time until we run out of Awaken XT again. And when that happens, the next batch normally takes about 6 months to create. That's why it's absolutely vital that you secure your supply of as much Awaken XT as you can right now. The last thing we want is for you to interrupt your regimen before you've fully healed your pineal gland or unlocked your third eye's true potential. Especially when we hear time and time again that some of the biggest windfalls and breakthroughs happen for folks who use Awaken XT consistently for at least 180 days. And also because the unfortunate reality is that EMFs are never going away. Things like Wi-Fi and 5G networks are only becoming stronger and more powerful, which is why you really need to look at Awaken XT as your daily defense, something that is constantly protecting, restoring, and unjamming your third eye. That way you continue to manifest everything you both deserve and desire, both today and in the decades to come. Don't let the struggles of life circumstances and the constant pursuit of fulfillment hold you back. Secure your supply of Awaken XT today and say goodbye to the continuous cycle of feeling stuck, unfulfilled, and disconnected. I've made every effort to ensure that Awaken XT is accessible to everyone who needs it. And today, I'm proud to offer you this life-changing formula at the lowest possible price. So you no longer have to waste your hard-earned money on manifestation techniques that don't deliver. And finally, break free from the relentless cycle of affirmations and visualizations that leave you drained and unfulfilled. Now, you have a much better option. And Awaken XT is available exclusively on this website and only while our stock lasts. We aren't interested in mass producing this breakthrough, and it would be virtually impossible to do this even if we wanted, since making this formula is both expensive and time-consuming. So going big with Awaken XT will never happen. We will only produce as much as we can personally oversee. And if you spot Awaken XT anywhere else other than this website, be aware that you are not getting the authentic product, because we will never sell on Amazon or eBay, since we can't guarantee the proper quality control on such a grand scale. Awaken XT is your gateway today and for the foreseeable future. It allows you to experience the life-changing effect of effortless manifestation and to bid farewell to the constant struggles, the feelings of being stuck, and the dissatisfaction that have been ruling your life. You'll finally reclaim control of your life, no longer bound by the limitations of your circumstances, with just one easy-to-swallow capsule of Awaken XT each day. You'll be amazed by just how quickly and totally your life can transform. So don't allow this golden chance to pass, especially when the number of bottles we have in stock are already very limited, especially when, with your investment in Awaken XT today, you'll be spending considerably less than you would on a lifetime of fruitless affirmations, ineffective visualization techniques, and countless self-help books. And unlike those temporary fixes, Awaken XT offers what we believe to be the real opportunity to manifest your desires. Which is why this decision isn't about money. It's about removing all of the hidden friction in your life. That's why we've dedicated countless hours to bring you this quantum abundance breakthrough for less than $2 per day. You see on this webpage, and only while supplies last, you can seize the deepest discount we've ever offered by getting a full 6-month supply of Awaken XT, which is 6 bottles for just $29 per bottle. This is the perfect amount to fully unlock the power of your pineal gland as you protect against the constant barrage of EMFs that are assaulting it daily and cutting you off from the universe. So don't miss your chance to regain control of your life with Awaken XT. Go ahead and click below this video right now to choose your package now. And when you do that, you'll also get 2 very special gifts from me as well. The first is a detailed, easy-to-follow 19-page guide called The Top 5 Ways to Manifest. It will show you step-by-step how to visualize what you desire and use your third eye's natural ability to manifest your desires into reality. And I'm going to give it to you absolutely free if you act today. And then I've also put together another special gift for you called Awaken Your Psychic Powers. Now that your third eye is finally open, you have the ability to tap into psychic powers that you never knew you possessed. And this guide will show you different exercises to strengthen them and how to activate them within this detailed guide. Plus, all orders today also come with free shipping, which saves you an additional $9.97. And no matter if you choose the most highly discounted 6-month package of Awaken XT, which is our most popular option, or a 3-month supply, or a 1-month supply, the most important thing is that you do take action right now. By clicking below this video and selecting your package while we still have this most recent batch of bottles in stock. You can rest easy with this decision, by the way, because all orders are covered by our 365-day 100% money-back guarantee. And here are the details. We're so convinced that Awaken XT is your portal to a life free from the shackles of financial struggle, unfulfillment, and disconnection that we're offering a 365-day, no questions asked, money-back guarantee to everyone. That means you've got a full 6 months to test drive Awaken XT and see what your experience is like. And while we're positive that you'll be thrilled with the transformation, if you're not, for any reason at all, simply reach out to our friendly customer service team and you'll get a full refund with no questions asked. You don't even need to return your unopened or unused bottles. That's how confident we are that this quantum abundance breakthrough will reshape your life. To put it simply, you either love Awaken XT or you don't pay a penny. And with our 365-day, hassle-free money-back guarantee covering you fully, why not choose the highly discounted 6-month package? It's the smartest choice. You're safeguarded either way. If Awaken XT changes your life, you've locked in our lowest rate of only $29 per bottle, saving more than anyone else. And if Awaken XT doesn't work for you, you simply request a refund and lose nothing. No matter the outcome, it's a win-win. So go ahead, choose your package by clicking beneath this video right now and start this journey to transforming your life with Awaken XT. In just a few days from now, you could be waking up with a sense of serenity, free from the constant worry of financial struggles or relationship problems, with no more feelings of emptiness, lack of purpose, or chronic pain, or anxiety about your future, or needing to work tirelessly without seeing any meaningful results. You can finally take control of your life without the heavy burden of unfulfilled desires always weighing you down. Really, when you consider the potential impact Awaken XT could have on your life, choosing our 6-month package seems like an absolute revelation. But remember, our discounted packages, the free gifts, and the free shipping offers are only available for a limited time. Once our current inventory of Awaken XT is exhausted, it could take 6 months before we have more in stock. Don't let this chance to transform your life and tap into your hidden spiritual powers slip away. Choose the 6-bottle package or any other package that suits your needs. To begin, simply click the button below to select the package that works best for you. You'll then be directed to our secure order page where you can enter your shipping and payment information. Rest assured, your details are absolutely safe with us because we use the same encryption standards as top-tier companies like Amazon, eBay, and Walmart. Then after you click Submit, you'll be directed to our confirmation page where everything relating to your order is explicitly detailed. With Awaken XT, your journey towards a fulfilled, abundant, and joyful life is just a click away. This is your final moment, so please don't let fear or uncertainty hold you back, because I know from personal experience just how paralyzing inaction can feel. And it makes me shudder to think of what would have happened if I hadn't discovered this abundance amplifying formula. I would have continued living a life of financial struggle, unfulfilled dreams, and constantly feeling drained, instead of being in the amazingly blessed place that I am today. And if I can do anything to help you escape from a similar feeling of being stuck, I feel like it's my duty to do it. So please, I hope you'll make the enlightened decision today. The decision where you take a leap, unlocking and restoring your suppressed manifestation powers and all the untapped abundance that comes with it. That's the decision that makes the most sense, especially when you're covered by a full 365-day money-back guarantee. So go ahead, secure your Awaken XT today. You've seen the science. You've seen the real-life success stories. You know deep within your soul that this will work. So why wait? Why risk returning to this website later only to discover that we've run out of capsules again? And it'll be another 6 months before we have more in stock. It's just not worth it. Your spiritual growth is too crucial, and there's too much abundance to gain. It's really your choice. And no matter which path you choose, I want to thank you for spending some of your time with me today as I shared my journey and this life-changing breakthrough with you. Still here? I know we've covered a lot, so let me address some of the most common questions I receive. Question number 1. How does Awaken XT, the quantum abundance amplifying breakthrough, work again? Awaken XT is crafted with specific ingredients that rejuvenate your pineal gland. This gland sends and receives signals from the universe. However, environmental factors like EMF and toxicity can jam these signals and drain your pineal gland's energy. Awaken XT restores and recharges your pineal gland, enabling you to manifest your desires again. Question number 2. Who should take Awaken XT? If you'd asked me this question 10 years ago, I would have said people who are already into manifestation and spirituality. But now, with more and more people seeking greater meaning, purpose, and abundance in their lives, I recommend it to anyone who wants to enhance their manifestation powers, regardless of their spiritual background. Question number 3. What happens after I click the button below? Once you select your package below, you'll proceed to our 100% secure checkout page, where you can enter your payment information and place your order. There's no automatic billing or hidden charges. Your order of Awaken XT will arrive at your doorstep in a discreet package within 5 to 7 business days. This means you're less than a week away from starting your journey to abundant manifestation. Question number 4. What if Awaken XT doesn't work for me? No worries. Awaken XT comes with a 100% money-back guarantee. That means you can order Awaken XT today, then have a full 365 days to decide if it's right for you. If you're not satisfied with the results, simply reach out to our customer service team. We'll refund your investment, no questions asked. Question number 5. How long will Awaken XT be available? Honestly, that's hard to predict. I aim to help as many people as possible unlock their manifestation powers. However, due to the current global situation and economic uncertainties, there might be disruptions in supply chains and availability of ingredients. That's why it's vital you get Awaken XT today, especially since it comes with a 365-day, 100% money-back guarantee, meaning there's zero risk to you. It's also a good idea to stock up while you can. Question number 6. All right, I want to try Awaken XT. Now what? That's the easy part. Just click one of the buttons below and choose your package. Remember, you can save over 70% by selecting our most popular 6-bottle package. After you've completed your order, Awaken XT will be in your hands within the next 5 to 7 business days. Plus, there's no risk because of my ironclad 365-day guarantee. This presentation is now ending. I want to thank you for staying with me until the end. Go ahead and choose your package now. Use Awaken XT as directed for at least 30 days. Then let me know your experience. Thank you for watching.